Okay, so the first phase of Flipkart Big Billion Day and Amazon Great Indian Festival is over, and here are some really interesting insights for you. Like Samsung led the sales with 20%, where Apple is in second position with 16%, followed by Xiaomi, OnePlus, etc. So phones like iPhone 15, Galaxy S23, S23 FE, Moto H50 Pro sold like hotcakes. But there's always a but. There is one underrated compact flagship phone that many people didn't notice, the Xiaomi 14. It released for 69,999 and it is currently selling on Amazon for 48,000 rupees. And at that price, you also get the OnePlus 12, slightly expensive, but even S24, etc, etc. So this made me curious, and also the Team TechWiser members asked us on X and YouTube, so I switched to the Xiaomi 14 for a long-term review so that we could test and have some really interesting things to say. This is Pradeep, you're already watching TechWiser. For simplicity, we'll start with pros and then slowly move on to the not so good parts and finally the bad. Let's go. But before that, this video is made in collaboration with Surfshark VPN, and fair thing, we have been personally using Surfshark VPN before they even approached us for this video. Now, obviously, anything that you do on the internet or watch, you are being tracked. So getting a paid VPN makes sense, importantly, for two reasons. Number one, Surfshark VPN works on all websites, apps, etc. seamlessly with good privacy. So you can even unlock content that is not available in India and outside geographical location. Here's a good video for that. Number two, Surfshark VPN starts as low as 180 rupees per month with unlimited device access, so you can share the same account with your friends and family. Now Surfshark partnered with Team DW, and you can get Surfshark at surfshark.com/techwiser for 4 extra free months. Also, there is the 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no harm in trying. Try it out. Now, if you're spending 50,000, like, build-in design is one of the most important thing most of us consider. Like, hey, flagship phone. So in the 50 to 60,000 price range design-wise in compact phones, if you compare the Xiaomi 14 with the S24, the built-in design of Xiaomi 14 is good, and it has like a glass back with Corning Gorilla Glass Victus protection and all of that. And I mostly like to use phones without the cover, so I have had accidental drops mostly from this waist level. And it has survived with no scratches at all. But the back here is like, if you can see, it's a very big fingerprint magnet. Like every second or third time I hold the phone, I keep cleaning the back of the phone multiple times because it looks ew. Also, another good thing here that I liked is the size of the Xiaomi 14 here is perfectly compact. Like it's neither too small, not too big. Like it's not as small as S24, it's slightly bigger. So the content watching experience is slightly better. Because watching movies and videos is usually tough on a compact screen. It puts too much strain on your eyes. Rest, the display here is quite top notch with a punch hole. I watched many movies on this phone and the display here has been good. Now, a very interesting thing that we did here, usually when we buy a flagship phone, we tend to use it for 3 to 4 years. So we wanted to compare the repairing cost of Xiaomi 14 versus the competition, and the most surprising thing here was Samsung S24 had the cheapest repair cost, but Xiaomi 14 glass and display replacement was even expensive than OnePlus 12. I didn't see that coming. Now, these are official repair costs from the brand, and Xiaomi 14 launched for 70,000, so it's expected to have higher repair costs than the OnePlus 12. And for such really wise insights in tech, subscribe to TechWiser. But the main reason you will be tempted to get this phone is the cameras. These cameras are tuned by popular camera maker Leica, so how good it is? Well, we use the camera quite a lot, and we also took some pictures side by side with the S24 and OnePlus 12. Like here, see the selfie? The Xiaomi 14 here has added a bit of orangish tint to my face, and my t-shirt doesn't look exactly black. S24 has the best selfie here, the skin tone, the colors all look closer to natural. Also, in the main camera, if you see this picture, Xiaomi 14 pic here has a moody color tone, which some people may call it artsy, while some may call it faded. The S24 image has a cooler tone here, the OnePlus 12 looks closer to natural, and even in this picture, the Xiaomi 14 and OnePlus 12 looks very similar in terms of color, light control, HDR, etc. S24 here is not up to the mark. The sky here is completely blown out, and if you zoom into my face, you see this halo effect. So it does better HDR in some scenarios. Even in the telephoto camera, Xiaomi has a 3.2x telephoto camera, and usually in this price range, all Android phones come with a 3x or telephoto camera. And the telephoto camera on Xiaomi is pretty good. Like in this photo, the Xiaomi 14 and OnePlus 12 look very similar. The skin tone looks closer to natural. The light control and the amount of black in the t-shirt, text and all of that, everything is on point. So in terms of camera, see, it's not the best. In selfies, Samsung is better. In overall conditions, OnePlus is better. But how I see Xiaomi 14 is this is a fun camera to have. Like first of all, it's the only phone that can do 1080p 960 FPS in slow-mo. So you can take such crazy slow-mo shots. Like this is on a phone camera and pretty sick. Plus, it's the only phone to use the telephoto camera as macro camera. So you go to the super macro mode and look at the photos you get with it. In fact, it has those traditional Leica filters from camera and the photos are so sharp, so good. So you would want to take out your phone and take more food. So camera, photo-wise, I still believe that Xiaomi Leica camera is the most fun or feature-rich camera phone in this price segment. But another major issue that we saw online with the Xiaomi 14 is the lens fog issue. Now it's not a camera issue but quality issue here. And let me show you. If I keep the phone in freezer for 10 minutes, see the lens has condensation or fog inside it. So when water droplets enter the camera casing and they fog up, this is how it looks. But after some time, if you leave it normally, it disappears. Now this fogging issue doesn't happen normally. Like it didn't happen in our unit. Sometimes too much rain or too much cold, it is possible that you would get lens fog issue. But if it happens in your unit on a daily basis, please get it replaced with the service center. There is some quality issue. Now, another thing that we like during the long usage is performance. The Xiaomi 14 comes with the flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor. Now, 8 Gen 3 is still the latest flagship processor. Almost all the 2024 flagships come with 8 Gen 3. So, comparatively, if you see, in Antutu benchmark, it scores almost 20 lakh, which is higher than what OnePlus 12 or the S24 scores. And you would just see this score and be like, yeah, Xiaomi is so powerful. But this high score is at the cost of heat. The Xiaomi 14 heats. If you look at the temperature closely on all the three phones, Xiaomi 14 has the highest temperature. Now, talking about that heat, let's talk about the meh. So, in our long-term usage, we played a lot of games extensively on the Xiaomi 14. So, in COD Warzone, you get a separate peak graphics package for the high-quality graphics. Usually, you get this setting in flagship phones. But in this setting, the frame rate keeps dropping back to 60 FPS. It just fluctuates between 70 to 92 FPS. It's not fun to play games at this setting. So, if you switch from peak to high graphics, the gameplay gets better. You get a constant 60 FPS and the phone didn't warm much in this scenario, or as much as it did during the benchmarks. Again, if you play BGMI, we found a very interesting bug in the phone. Like even at extreme plus FPS, see I'm getting only 60 FPS. So for that, you'll have to go to battery and performance in manage apps and then clear the data. And now when you switch back, now I can play in 90 FPS. And the FPS just keeps switching from 85 to 90. So here's what's happening. If you pick up Antutu scores or other benchmark, this phone performs the max in that short period of the time at the expense of heat. So you would think, this small phone just beats all the flagships out there. But when you pick up real life tasks like gaming for 15 minutes, 30 minutes or more than that, the performance goes meh. So take Antutu scores as car companies' claimed mileage. A car company always claims the mileage to be 20, but in real life you get somewhere like 15 and 18. So watch more reviews, don't depend on Antutu scores and just benchmarks. Now another part which I found meh is software. Now this comes with Xiaomi's new HyperOS. Like the MIUI which came previously was very buggy. Now this HyperOS looks kind of similar to the MIUI but with fewer bugs and overall looks a bit more modern. Now as of now there have been no bugs. The haptics and all are quite fine-tuned for small actions like uninstalling an app or while switching between apps or just uninstalling an app. I love this animation. Also it comes with some extra software features that I use frequently. The first is the double tap and triple tap on the back. So there are some list of actions that you can assign, like for both double tap as well as triple tap. I've set double tap gesture to put to silent mode. So whenever I enter the office, right from the lock screen, I just double tap on the back and now the phone goes to silent mode without even unlocking the phone. And other features like second space, dual space are some OG MIUI features that Xiaomi brought way earlier and now those features are coming in Android 15. So see, feature-wise, Xiaomi's HyperOS is right up there. Even you get AI features like AI image editor. It works only in Xiaomi's photo app, that is Gallery. So there are two versions in this AI photo editing. One is standard and the other is pro. So the standard one generates results using on-device AI. Like see, if I turn off the internet and I erase the unwanted object, it can do it. Now the results it gives are faster, but it works good on simple situations. Now let's say you have a photo like this and I want to remove the phone. So we'll go to Pro mode, select the phone. Now again, this output is not very desirable, but see it reconstructed my face and let's try to reconstruct my hands as well. The point here is you do not get all the AI features, but you do get AI features. But again, the question is if all the features are good and there are no bugs, then what's the problem with the software? Well, bloatwares. The first thing, it comes with bloatwares. Even though you can uninstall them, they are there on a flagship device. Second is the ads in the notification. I mean, Get Apps has bombarded me with ad notification like install this app, install that app, etc, etc. Now, I know you can uninstall those apps, disable the notifications. See, you guys are wiser, you can easily do it. But doing that on a 30,000 phone makes sense. This is a flagship phone. I'm paying for a flagship experience. 50,000, by the way, is not a small amount. So I think a small suggestion to Xiaomi, please don't include bloatware, at least in the flagship series. Now we are thinking of doing a video on rating the bloatware or OS on every single smartphone. Let us know if you are into that. 10,000 likes, we do it. Now coming back to the question, who is this phone for? First of all, if you love a compact phone, already there are very few options in Android. It's either S24 or Xiaomi 14 or Pixel 9. So listen carefully. If you want a camera phone with more fun and cinematic camera mode, more features along with a good enough flagship performance, you can consider the Xiaomi 14. Otherwise, if you're fine with a bigger phone that clicks good picture in just a simple click, better gaming, as of now the OnePlus 12 seems like a good option. But you know, OnePlus and updates, so iQOO 12 is also another alternative for this phone. Similar price range, better performance. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew pew.